Welcome to Eureality, a channel about real life, real money and real opportunities in Europe. Here we talk about working in Switzerland, salaries, business, relocation, and how the system actually works, without myths or fake promises. If you want to understand where the real opportunities are and how people really build a better life in Europe, you're in the right place. Let's look at Europe from a different perspective. Not emotions, but numbers. Here we see Poland, Germany, France, the United Kingdom and Switzerland. At first glance, salaries across Europe may seem closer than people expect. But salary alone does not show the real picture. What truly matters is purchasing power. How much real life your income can actually buy. In Poland, costs are lower, but income growth is limited. Germany and France offer stability, but expenses rise together with salaries. The United Kingdom shows higher earnings, yet housing and daily costs reduce real savings. Switzerland stands apart. Higher wages combined with strong purchasing power create a completely different financial reality. This is why comparing countries only by salary is misleading. The real difference appears when income meets cost of living. Now let's zoom into Switzerland itself. At first glance, Switzerland may look small on the map, but economically it is highly diversified. Income levels vary significantly between regions, and understanding this difference is key. The highest concentration of income appears around Zurich, the financial and economic engine of the country. Here, strong industry, banking, technology, and construction sectors create stable demand and consistently high salaries. Nearby cantons such as Aargau and Schaffhausen benefit from this economic gravity. They offer slightly lower living costs while maintaining access to Zurich's powerful job market. This makes the northern region especially attractive for cross-border workers living in Germany and commuting into Switzerland. In the west, Geneva also stands out as a high-income area driven by international organizations, finance and global business. However, living costs there are among the highest in Europe. Central and Alpine regions show more moderate income levels. These areas rely more on tourism, local industry and smaller regional economies. What this map clearly shows is that Switzerland is not one uniform market. Location matters, sometimes more than profession itself. For many workers, choosing the right canton, or even living just across the border, can dramatically change long-term financial outcomes. One of the smartest financial strategies in this region is surprisingly simple. Many workers choose to live on the German side of the border while working in Switzerland. The reason is purely economic. Daily expenses in Germany, including groceries, services, and everyday living costs, can often be up to 50% lower compared to Switzerland. Housing costs follow the same pattern, with rents frequently around half the price for similar space and quality. Health insurance and general living expenses are also significantly cheaper. At the same time, salaries earned in Switzerland can be 2 to 3 times higher than typical German wages, depending on profession and experience. This combination creates a unique financial advantage that exists almost nowhere else in Europe. You benefit from Swiss income while maintaining German living costs. For many families and skilled workers, this balance provides long-term stability and the ability to save much faster. If you are considering relocating to this region, we also help people navigate the process, from paperwork and accommodation to finding work opportunities. You can contact us directly using the email provided in the video description. Before comparing costs, we need to understand one important factor: the currency. Swiss salaries are paid in Swiss francs. At the moment, 5,000 Swiss francs equals roughly 5,400 euros. This creates the first major advantage. You earn in a stronger currency, but many everyday expenses, especially when living in Germany, are paid in euros. Housing is one of the biggest differences. In Switzerland, finding an apartment is extremely competitive. It is common to have around 50 applicants for a single rental property. Across the border in Germany, the situation is very different, often closer to 10 applicants per apartment, making the process significantly easier. The price gap is also substantial. A four-room apartment outside major Swiss city centers typically costs between 1,700 and 2,500 francs per month. In Germany, similar housing often ranges between 700 and 1,200 euros. Health insurance is another key factor. For cross-border workers, Swiss insurance can cost around 200 francs monthly, while residents living inside Switzerland often pay closer to 350 francs. Fuel prices are generally 10 to 15% lower in Germany, and food prices show an even larger contrast. Groceries in Switzerland can be nearly twice as expensive. Many newcomers are surprised to learn that in Switzerland, even with mandatory health insurance, patients still pay part of medical visits themselves. Here, cross-border living becomes a real advantage. When you work in Switzerland as a cross-border employee, your insurance often provides coverage both in Switzerland and in Germany. This means access to the German healthcare system, where doctor visits are typically covered without additional payments. Security during difficult times is also different. If employment ends in Switzerland, the social system can be complex and requires long contribution periods to qualify for benefits. In Germany, however, the system provides stronger short-term stability. For example, a family with 2 adults and 3 children may receive housing support of around 1,200 euros per month, covered by the state, along with approximately 2,300 euros for living expenses. This creates financial stability and time to search for new employment without immediate pressure. When all factors are combined, many workers discover that the optimal strategy is not choosing between countries, but combining them. Living in Germany while working in Switzerland allows people to benefit from Swiss income while maintaining significantly lower living costs. And this raises the next important question: how much can you actually earn in Switzerland, depending on your profession and experience? In the next episode, we will break down real salaries across different positions, from entry-level workers to top specialists. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. It really helps the channel grow. We are always here to help, so if you have any questions, feel free to contact us using the email in the description. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.